I remember a long time ago when I was in one of my film production classes, we were screening our projects for the class. And I can remember sitting there watching one film in particular, and the scene played out where a college student is walking across campus getting back to his dorm room. And there's a shot of him entering a courtyard. And then we cut to a shot of him in the courtyard, but we cut to a high angle shot from a balcony looking down. We cut to a low angle shot of him walking past the camera. We cut to kind of a medium shot looking through some railings, peeking through to see him walking past. I mean, it just kept going and going. And all he's doing is just walking across the courtyard. And as you're watching this play out, I remember feeling uncomfortable, like it just kind of went on and on and on, and all he's doing is walking into the courtyard. And then in the very next scene, we're back into his dorm room and the phone rings. And the problem was, it was my film. It was my project. And even I was getting uncomfortable because I was seeing all this coverage that I had captured for this scene, and all the character is doing is just walking through a courtyard. And like George Lucas after his first private screening of The Phantom Menace, I knew I'd taken it a little bit too far in places.
I may have gone too far in a few places.
And it was a good lesson for me to learn early on about the economy of filmmaking. And that's what I wanted to talk a little bit about in this video today, is how to really be able to keep your story moving forward. Because that scene of my character walking through the courtyard, it was exhausting to watch. It was pointless because nothing at all happened in the scene that was of any relevance to the film, and it just delayed the story from really getting started. Up until my college years, I had shot everything on VHS tape. When I was working in tape, editing was very labor intensive for me, so a lot of my shots were locked off. I had just my cast of friends and family acting out each scene in front of the camera, much like a stage play. I didn't go in for much coverage, so I wouldn't have very many shots to splice together once I got to the edit, which saved me time. Which, ironically, now that I think about it, you know, a lot of those VHS films that I did were way more economical than what some of the things I did in college. And when I finally had access to nonlinear editing software and digital tape, like mini DV, you know, suddenly this whole new world opened up for me. I could shoot as much coverage as I wanted to. It was quick and easy to splice shots together. The editing, the cuts were seamless. I knew about coverage very early in my attempts at making movies with friends, even if I really didn't know the term. You know, I understood by watching a lot of films that directors employed different angles to edit a sequence together and to tell a well-rounded story. And so when I got to college and I was exposed to nonlinear editing, you know, I took advantage. But it's easy to shoot coverage. You know, it's easy to shoot the same action for a scene from multiple angles again and again. But it shows a sense of maturity as a filmmaker to learn how to tell a story economically, understanding how to maintain a positive forward momentum and hold the interest of your audience, and to know when you've got it. You may not realize it consciously when you're watching a movie, but I think most people can tell that a movie feels different when it's in the hands of an economic filmmaker. As an example of this, let me point out two moments in this scene from Spectre, the James Bond movie starring Daniel Craig. James Bond is standing at the window of his apartment. The doorbell rings. Someone is there. Bond turns. But then we cut to Bond opening the door to reveal Miss Moneypenny standing there. We didn't need coverage of Bond walking all the way across the room to open the door. The second moment comes towards the end of the clip, around the 2-minute 28-second mark. Moneypenny has wrapped up her conversation with Bond. There are no goodbyes, no, hey, let me see you out, no chit-chat. We just cut directly to Moneypenny already outside walking down the street. So you just need to get the story moving and keep it moving. Tell us what we need to know, when we need to know it. Get in and get out. Your audience and your film professors are going to thank you. So I'm curious to know what other examples you have seen of economic filmmaking, economic editing. I want you to drop those links in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, but I think you know, we can all learn from these examples of how to make our filmmaking better. As always, you can connect with me at linktree.com/ClintTill to see everything that I'm posting online. Thanks for watching.